All right, so in this lesson, we are going to put everything together. We're going to put it all together. And what we learned from, the discovery sessions, the deep dives that we did together, is that we have two endpoints, two ways, two URLs that we can ping, and those are just, get URLs. So we don't even need to post data to them, and we can use that to collect data from Instagram. So the first one is this one, this query here, and this query basically, this URL, if we ping that URL, will return results um, as if we were to typing something in the search bar on Instagram.com. So that's very powerful. The other method that we found is that by appending this query, underscore underscore a equals 1, we actually get to tap into uh, what's behind Instagram. So the API layer that's that Instagram is built on top of. So those are the two methods. By knowing this, by the way, you can, if you're not a developer, you can go to a developer and you can, give him or give our, clear instructions on what they need to do and what kind of results they need to expect. So you are already far better off knowing this. But if you are a developer, of course you know how to ping a URL like this programmatically. I will do some examples using PHP just because it's what I most commonly use. It's the programming language that I use the most, and I will show you it's very easy to do. But knowing these two endpoints opens a world of possibilities. So for example, I use one of these endpoints in one of my products called Trendly to discover new trends that might be worthy of attention. Using basically the search bar one, and basically analyzing results. Um, but you can also use these for marketing, because obviously there are a lot of people who are on Instagram that can be leads for one of your businesses. So, for example, I actually landed a consulting client just recently, and this consulting client is in the hospitality business. So, what they do is they have a lot of locations around the world, and they actually appeal to digital nomads and people who travel often. And they have locations. They have like hotels, not hotels, but hostels, basically, that people can go and spend the night. And also they have co-working. So yeah, this is basically a huge client of mine. And I actually landed them because I outreach to them, and I explained them how to use Instagram to get leads. So my reasoning was that Instagram, there are a lot of people on Instagram that use the hashtag boarding pass to basically post their boarding passes whenever they go on some location. So let's actually go to Instagram to see this. So the hashtag that I want to see is this one, boarding pass. So if we go here, we see that you have all of these boarding passes and people who are basically saying, hey, I'm going from here to here. So for example, this one is going, all right, it's giving me a hard time, but it's going Singapore to London, right? This other one is going London to Orlando. And by the way, this is also like a security issue, because with the boarding passes, you can potentially go into the airline site and log in and do a lot of things just with the boarding pass and the reservation number, which is usually on the boarding pass. But we are not going to do that. But my reasoning was, okay, so for example, these guys, this client of mine, they have a location in London. So if we can outreach to this person who is going to London, that would be a good outreach, because it's basically a timely outreach, a timely offer. So I would basically outreach to this person and say, hey, I've seen that you go to London, that you're coming to London. We have a co-working area. We have also, nice hostels and things like that. So if you want, an accommodation, or if you want to work, with good Wi-Fi and all the amenities, you can stay at our location. And here is a coupon code. You can get 20% off or something like that. And I would also check on their system if this person would be a first-time guest or not. So maybe the offer could be even more substantial. Maybe not 20%, maybe it can be 50% off if this person is a first-time guest. Because obviously, if you get a person to use you once, then hopefully they will return. So you can discount more. But anyways, this is the concept. Let's now dig in. So we have seen that by appending a equals 1, we can get the JSON. So in here, you then go to JSON lint, as I've explained in the other video, and yeah, basically you get this one. So if I put London in here, let's see, London, yes, we have London. So let's actually look at this through programmatically through PHP. So in PHP, again, let's take the URL that we need to ping. All right. So in PHP, we have a few methods to call a URL, to access a URL. The most common one is file get contents, and then the other one is CURL. So we're gonna use both. So one is file get contents, and you give the URL, and we save, what's coming out of this call into a variable, which we call JSON, because we know it's JSON, right? So now I'm just echoing this variable, so we will get the results into the terminal. So if I actually go into the terminal, go here, and we do PHP. I called it Instagram test. So PHP Instagram test.php. Then hopefully we're gonna get the same result. So this is the very raw. We cannot understand this. So instead we're gonna go JSON equals JSON decode JSON true. So here what I'm doing is just decoding. So let's actually comment this. So the first thing we did is we access the Instagram endpoint, right? And then the other thing is that we are doing now is decoding JSON and putting JSON into an array, right? And then I'm just echoing the array here. So now the JSON variable is actually an array, and we can see we can see how the structure is actually changed. So if I actually go here to the top, it's along actually, let's see this in the browser. I think it's best. So what I'm gonna do is let's see, I'm doing the learn myqba.test, and I have a local server, so don't worry about this. Tests, I need to do something here. So I think it's Instagram test.php. Right. So here you can see we have the structured JSON in the form of an array, and we can clearly see all the dependencies. So we have the first array, it's called GraphQL, which is the underlying technology that they are using, Instagram is using, by the way. Then we have hashtag, which is an array, and this will contain all the information that we need. So for example, we have the ID of the hashtag, we have the name of the hashtag, which is boarding pass, we have the profile pic URL, and all these things. So what I'm interested in is actually, let's say I want to get that post about London because I have a location that is in London and I want to outreach to this person. So I want to get the person username, and I want to get the person text to see if London is actually in the text. So we're gonna get basically all of this. So the first array we're gonna look into is edge hashtag to media, and then edges, and then you can see there is a 0 here, there is a 1 here, and there is a 2 here. So this is how they cycle the array. By the way, let's also find London in here. You can see it's on the 15th array. All right, that makes sense. So to access this programmatically, what I would do is actually go and do a for each cycle. So a for each cycle, again, if you are not a developer, let me actually first explain what an array is. So an array, well, you have two types of variables in any programming language. You have a string, so a string could be something like string equals, something, or even you can be alphanumeric, or it can be a number, it can be only letters, so it can be anything, but is basically a one-way association of doing things. So you have a variable that contains something very specific. An array instead, it's actually something that is, you can think of it as a set of things. So you can have an array like this. So you can have an array of the alphabet, for example. So this array now contains letter A, letter B, letter C, and the important thing about arrays is that you can only have array of the same type. So you cannot have an array that has, A and a 1, because it's not the same thing. It's either strings or numbers, basically. But you can have an array of strings, or you can have an array of numbers as well, like this. So this is pretty okay. So what we are doing here, and by the way, I will link to some resources in the lesson notes, and point you to some coding course that I would recommend. But for now, let's just go ahead. So this is basically an array. So we now have to access this. So our array is called JSON. So basically, we need to access this node, which is GraphQL hashtag, and then edge hashtag to media, and then edges. All right, so here we are. So now you can see that we have the array number 0, then we have the array number 1. So I'm gonna use something that is a for each cycle, it's called. So I'm gonna do for each array into edges. So edges is our last node that we identified. For each array, so for everything that is inside, um, every new entity that is inside this array, we're gonna cycle through them. So let's do so this is probably a photo, so let's call it photo, or post, Instagram post, yeah. So for each edges as post, now we are into here. So now we're gonna choose what do we want the program to return. So I want to return the text, the short code, the timestamp, why not? And then I want to return the accessibility caption, which is basically text version of the image. So it's for people with disabilities, and so Instagram includes this, and it says, you know, in this image, in this post, actually, the image may contain sky, outdoor, and water, and what the text says as well. So we are going to get this as well, and yeah, and that's it basically. Oh, we need the there is no username of the person who actually posted this, so we need to do another call later. But for now, so we're gonna get the shortcode, the text, and the accessibility caption. So these three things. So now I'm going into the program and say I want to. So let's do another array where we will save all the posts that meet our criteria. So I'm gonna go posts. So I'm gonna say let's see post. So now I'm gonna say post key shortcode, right, equals post shortcode, accessibility caption. So I'm gonna say okay, accessibility caption equals post caption, and then I'm gonna say the text. I want the text, right? And maybe the timestamp as well. So yeah, the timestamp. Just gonna call it timestamp, and the text is on. Oh, by the way, is I'm doing it wrong because there's another thing here. So node. So we, yeah, node, and then shortcode timestamp. Yeah, node 0. No, node, and that's not 0. Node. Hopefully this will make sense for you once I finish this. So node, and then let's see. So edge media to caption. Yes. So that's the thing that we need. Shortcode text. It's gonna be node edge media to caption, edge is 0, 0, and then node text. Alright, so now if we actually go and we print our new array, so we basically cycled through each of these items that are into this array called edges, and we saved only the information that I would need, and then we saved those into a new array which is called posts, which I declared here. So this, it means that the array is empty, and you know, while we do the for each, new things get created into this array called posts. So now we're gonna print that and see what happens. Yeah, so it worked. I actually did something the other way around here. That was my bad. So yeah, now it works. As you can see, we now have only the text and the accessibility captions and the timestamp that the photo was taken. And by the way, the timestamp is just a timestamp. I can make this readable date if I want. Let's do that. So let's make date. I will use another PHP function to do this, which is date. Let's say ynd of post key timestamp. Or I can do the same thing, but yeah, let's do this. So now we will have also the readable date. Yeah. So this was today, November 22, and this was also today. I can also get the hours and minutes if I want. Yeah. So this is also I just put the hours and minutes. So now what I'm gonna say, well, I'm only interested in the post that has London in it, because in our example we have a location on London, and we want to outreach only to people who are going to London, who are coming to London, right? Because we want to offer them our service. So what we do is we can actually take the text here, and let's search in the text and in the accessibility caption. Alright, so if actually let's do it even simple. Let's do another for each here. So now I'm gonna look into the posts that I saved. I'm gonna say let's print print only the ones that you know, have London in the text or in the accessibility caption. So I'm gonna say for each post, if strip post, which basically searches a word into let's actually make three posts. Okay. London into and actually it's the other way around, so it's post text London also. Okay. Then we print the post and alright, so this is one. Now we are searching into the post text. We also need to search, or the same thing here, but searching into the accessibility caption, London, then we print. So now what I'm doing again is cycling through the posts array that we created, where we saved only the information that we need. And then I'm looking into each one and seeing if the word London is in the post text or in the post accessibility captions. So and if it is, then we're gonna print the post. So what we are gonna basically what we do now with stripos. Stripos is a function that looks for, whatever we are looking, so in this case London, into whatever we pass here. In this case we are passing the post text, and it looks it's basically case insensitive. So uh, in the actual text, if there is London like this, or London like this, or London like this, it doesn't make a difference. This will all trigger as cases. So now let's run this and see if actually we get the post. And we do get a post about London. We actually get two. Look at that, we get two. So now we got two posts, right? We know that there are two people that are going to London. One is on November 18th, so maybe a few days ago, and the other one is actually on November 18th as well, so a few days ago. Okay. Ideally, I would want to run this program every day, or even multiple times a day, to see if there are people posting their boarding passes. So, but what we need to do now is actually we have the short code of their posts, but we don't know the username. And I want to get the username because let's say I'm gonna pass this information to the marketing team or the sales team or whatever. So I need their username. The username we can probably get by looking at the post. So for example, if we go to Instagram/p/this, we are gonna get the post itself. And remember, we are in incognito here, so we are not even logged in. This is all public information, right? So this dude is actually going to Kuala Lumpur, it looks like. So maybe not as applicable. Let's see this other one. Well, this is not applicable. It's not a boarding pass. It's more of redesign thing. But okay, for the sake of the video, let's say that this boarding pass is actually good. Let's say we have also a location in Kuala Lumpur or something like that. And all right, so what we want to do is calling the same method here. So a equals 1, and somewhere in here we will get the username of the person. I'm almost positive. So the username is Linano. Yeah, we get it. We get username here. So what we do next is we go into the code, and I'm gonna restructure so that well, I'm gonna say if there is a post that matches London, then print it. If not, let's actually unset that post, so we only get an array with the post that we want, right? So let's say I'm gonna unset post key here. So now our array will only be made up of posts that have London either in the text or in the accessibility caption. So now what we're gonna do is that again here we wanna get to the user. Yeah, so now we want to get to the user. So here we can do another JSON another file get contents, but the URL that we need to ping is actually this now, right? and we're gonna do it for each of the posts. So now we're gonna put something. We're gonna put post shortcode. So this will have another JSON, and then I'm just gonna print the JSON here. I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did before. So decoding the JSON, and I'm actually, you know, printing the JSON and also die. So we'll, you know, um, stop the program there just for the sake of this. So let's do it. So as you can see, we have some errors. That happens all the time. Maybe I missed something or something like that. So it says that is online 13. So it seems like what's happening, it's actually that I didn't do anything wrong, but Instagram, it's you know, it has detected that we are making a lot of calls to the same endpoint, and it's stopping us. So that's the reason why I actually also use another uh, method to call the URLs, which is called CURL. So CURL, it's something like this. So it's a little bit of more lines there, and we're gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna you know, get the same URL as always, but as you can see, I'm using a proxy now on the retest, and that proxy is basically a way to use another IP, and make the server, yeah, basically fool the server into thinking that we are accessing that URL from another IP, and that will be more than enough to, you know, basically get around Instagram limits, right? So what we do here, I'm using actually one of my uh, proxy companies that I use every time, called Luminati, and I've actually, you know, these are my credentials. Of course, I will change them later, so don't use these ones, make your own. But I'm actually using residential IPs, which means that to the server, it's basically gonna look as we are, you know, in a residential area from home, accessing the URL. So that's very good. So I'm actually also gonna make the other URL that I'm trying to get a URL request as well, just because you know, it's better. We did this, you know, let's see what happens. Yeah, so we have some JSON that is returned. So now I'm using also again my residential proxies to do this, and so from here I actually want to understand, the username of the person, right? So the username, let's see, let's do this a little better. Right. So from here, we can see the endpoint. So now we are into the posts, like we are recreating this, right? We are recreating this. So this is what we actually see here, but it's formatted better. And now I want to find the username, which is should be somewhere here. So these are the target users. I think this is the one that we need. Black Sierra. Yes, that's the one. So obviously from this endpoint I can access comments as well, but what I just need is the URL of the Instagram profile, so I can pass this to the marketing team, let's say, and they can outreach to this person. So parent comment preview. Yeah, so this is what we need. So we're gonna go take that. So the username is basically JSON GraphQL um, short code media. I think short code media should be owner somewhere. Let's see. Yes. So short code media owner and then username. And why not? Let's also take the ID. Or well, let's just take the username for this demonstration. So owner username. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is push this username to. Actually, let's take the ID. So let's do the same thing we did before. So now we're gonna create an array called users. You know, these are the again the users that we will pass to the marketing team, and we will say users key username equals this, and then the ID is gonna be owner ID. What else? Full name? Why not? Why not? So name, username, name, ID, and I can also take the amount of followers this person has, but for now it's okay. So this is all that we need. So now I'm actually deleting this because we are gonna unset, so get rid of all the other things that we don't need, and just at the end we're gonna see, sorry, the users, not the posts. So we're gonna see the posts at the end, and we're gonna see the users at the end, and that's it. So I'm now redoing this. So this is taking a little longer, but yeah. So now we have three users that posted to boarding pass, the hashtag boarding pass. They mention London somewhere in the text on the or in the accessibility captions, and then we can pass this information to the marketing teams. And so for the hospitality industry startup, this can be leads. So yeah, I hope this video is useful for you to kind of see what is possible in terms of marketing, and you can also use this, as I said, for product. And if you are a developer, you can easily do this. If you are not, you can just go to a developer and give our more instructions on how to do it. Or you can always learn to code, which is not a bad thing at all. I will list some resources below the video, so you can learn the basic of coding. And we'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.